By this point, the HOA's audacity had escalated into a level bordering on criminal obsession. After years of escalating confrontations, flooded lakes, sabotaged docks, Carolina Reaper wing humiliations, snake defenses, immobilized junkyard vehicles, river manipulations, willow tree confrontations, biker gang interventions, explosive raids, thwarted lock tampering, ladder spying, hotel flooding, pit trap patrol trucks, powerless power lines, surprise crocodiles, immobilized tow trucks, $20 million fines, the concrete hedge wall, glued locks, lake fines, and the SUV sliding incident. They had now set their sights on one of my most prized possessions, the pontoon boat. It began innocuously enough. A letter, typed and stamped by the HOA, accusing me of excessive use of community waterways and unauthorized boating activities with an attached $5,000 fine. They had audaciously assumed that their authority could reach beyond the legal limits of the property I controlled. The pontoon boat was mine, the lake was mine, and all surrounding land had long since been secured under my legal ownership. But Karen, driven by entitlement and arrogance, assumed she could continue her pattern of intimidation unchecked. I watched the situation unfold through my network of drones, stationed strategically above the lake and surrounding property. Karen arrived with 2 HOA members, clipboard in hand, expecting a confrontation that she believed she could dominate. Ranger patrolled the shoreline, a silent guardian, while Grandpa monitored from the control room, ready to activate defensive measures. The air was thick with tension, the calm before the storm. Karen strutted onto the dock, pointing at my pontoon, claiming she had a right to enforce fines. Smiling quietly, I initiated the first stage of the countermeasure. Through the intercom system, my voice carried across the water. Karen, your claim of authority over this lake and its activities is null and void. You have no right to issue fines on my property. Moreover, all members of the HOA present are now trespassing, subject to immediate penalties under state and federal law. Her confidence wavered slightly, but she attempted to maintain control, muttering threats and demands. The next stage of my plan involved a strategic assertion of control. Over the preceding weeks, I had quietly secured the lake through legal acquisition, making it officially my property. This included water rights, docking privileges, and complete jurisdiction over recreational activities. With a few phone calls to the proper authorities and a swift recording of legal documentation, I transformed a minor harassment attempt into a demonstration of overwhelming authority. Karen's reaction escalated from disbelief to panic as I continued. Effective immediately, you are subject to a $1 million fine per individual for trespassing on private property and attempting illegal enforcement actions. The drones captured every flinch, gesture, and frustrated shout, providing irrefutable evidence of both the trespass and her audacious claim to non-existent authority. Ranger barked sharply, circling to reinforce the psychological weight of the moment. Karen attempted to physically approach the pontoon boat, clearly intending to assert dominance, but I had anticipated this. Hidden barriers beneath the dock raised smoothly from the water, preventing any unauthorized access to the vessel. Her hand collided with the railing, and she stumbled, catching herself just in time, while I recorded every second from multiple drone angles. Her cohort froze, realizing that the entire environment, the dock, the shoreline, and the water itself, was now under my strategic and legal control. The situation escalated further when Karen, in desperation, attempted to summon local law enforcement. Drones, cameras, and surveillance systems captured her every movement. While I remotely verified that any call would now be mediated by legal authority, I held over the property. Within minutes, it became clear to her that her arrogance had isolated her. The lake, the land, and all associated rights were legally mine, and any attempt to claim authority would only result in further financial and legal consequences. By afternoon, Karen and her HOA members retreated, humiliated, financially exposed, and thoroughly defeated. The pontoon boat floated undisturbed on the lake, a symbol of both legal foresight and strategic planning. I documented the event comprehensively, ensuring that every attempt at trespass, intimidation, or overreach was recorded for potential legal enforcement. Reflecting on the incident, it was evident that this confrontation reinforced a fundamental principle. Audacity meets preparation, Entitlement meets consequence, and authority is absolute when exercised strategically. Karen and her HOA had once again learned that their repeated attempts to undermine me, no matter how petty or brazen, were met with immediate, overwhelming, and inescapable consequences. Ranger patrolled silently along the shoreline, drones hovered above, and the pontoon boat remained a floating testament to the power of foresight, legal authority, and meticulous strategic planning. By evening, the lake was calm again. The HOA had been forced to confront the reality that repeated violations and audacity on my property result not in empowerment but in monumental consequences. Trespass, arrogance, and harassment are met with unwavering authority, and the lesson had been recorded for posterity. Karen and her HOA would think twice before attempting anything similar again, because on this property, every action has consequences and mine are absolute.